How's it going, everyone? Hopefully you're having a good day. Hopefully you're not taking part in this big scam, being fooled again, right? This world is just, everything's just so damn fake anymore. Literally so fake. Everything and everyone around us. And it's in a sad state. I know some people take issues with, lately I kind of pick on Donald Trump, but let's face the facts. He's the president right now, right? Republicans are currently in control, and what are they doing with it? Just playing the same old games, and the stuff they don't want to fix, they just keep making excuses for. And the problem is, if we don't get it solved now, while he's in office, if he don't keep his promises properly, then America's done for. And I submit to you that we're done for anyway. Right? Just more of the fake ass shit. Bull crap. Everywhere you look, everywhere you turn. And just there's so much out there so many subjects out there right now, so much stuff you can make content about, especially someone like me that makes content on all these different subjects. But you know, it's all about this fake road. We put RFK and Trump in there, and supposedly they're against the system, right? Against the system that's acted against us. And you know, RFK is to make America healthy again, right? And what's going on? Well, they're both jumping up and glorifying the mRNA clot shots, right? And I'll show a little clip here. I'll try to show clips or you know, little posts up about what's going on. But he's once again fast tracking this mRNA technology with these shots that could duplicate themselves and stuff like that in the name of the bird flu, right? Tell me again, we don't got a bunch of fakes running stuff, Trump included. It's all part of the plan. Is world dominance, new world order, okay? Just by saying that, I'll probably get one of those blue things below this, right, that says Wikipedia, whatever, new world order is some term created by the conspiracy theorists, which is not true. It's their own words telling us they want to create a new world order. All right, anyways, let's get down into this. We'll see how far along we get. A few things I could say about this, because we're talking about how everything's fake. Let's start out with, we'll leave Trump alone for a little bit and the rest of these politicians for a moment, right? Let's look at the end of the day, the people in charge are manipulating the hearts and minds of the people. Us, the little people, and this is the facts. So let's take a look at this Jeff Bezos Blue Origin, right? You know, the rocket that just went up with Katy Perry and she came down kissing the ground, all this nonsense, right? I'll show a few things here and there that I won't get too deep into it. We'll say just enough to prove, you know, to back up what we're saying, how fake everything is. One, I wasn't buying it when I first heard about it. They're gonna go shoot off into space. But I went ahead and tuned in live because I'm like, well, let's go ahead and You just wait. But so I was like, okay, let's go ahead and check it out. And as I said in one of my other videos, I was expecting it was going to be another Challenger event. For anyone too young to remember what Challenger is, that was late 1980s, 88 or 89, whatever. I remember watching it in school. Space shuttle took off with a teacher and all these other people on board, and it got so high up and blew apart. Everyone was shocked, all this stuff, right? Well, come to find out later that all those astronauts are now, they're all alive under other names, right? But that's not here or there. We're talking about the Jeff Bezos rocket, right? One, let's be clear about something. Just because Bezos is rich and all those idiot females that went up there are rich, none of them paid for it. I assure you, all of this stuff is paid for by you and me, right? The little people. The rich don't pay for their own stuff. That's how they stay rich. They use other people's money. Anyways, the point is, so I decided I was going to tune in live and watch it. The whole thing lasted from takeoff. You got to figure they used up a lot of time to get them to the rocket and get them out of the whatever it's called, the pod, whatever, right? The whole thing, it's the rocket from Austin Powers, the penis rocket, right? If that alone right there don't tell you how fake it is, okay? But I'm watching it, trying to give them the benefit of doubt. Let's say for a moment that this is real and they're really going up into space, supposedly, right? All right, so anyway, they took this rocket, and when you watch it, right from the beginning, the way it takes off, it just looks fake. And we're gonna write on the benefit of the doubt here, but it looks fake. It looks CGI, just a little flame shot that thing way up there. Anyways, let's just take it for what it is, as if it was true. They take off up there, and it lasts maybe 10 minutes total from takeoff, 15 minutes max, right? From takeoff till the pod comes back down. The whole rocket takes off. They're watching it the whole time. And, we'll get in, as I said in my other video, we're supposed to be on this spinning ball that's spinning so fast around, but yet we can watch the whole thing without losing sight of it. And it can come right back down in the same spot almost that it took off. Okay, now let's consider it also came down on land. And supposedly it's got, okay, anyways, the launching rocket takes off, it goes way up there, and then it separates. Then the main rocket comes back down and lands itself straight up, right? I call bullshit, for one, on there. But then, okay, when it's up there, it separates, and it's supposedly up in space by now. The very beginning of space is what they're saying. The first part of space, however many miles up, right? It separates. And let's consider this. Now you got this pod. You hear them on the thing. Oh, we seen the interview, whatever. We had a gravity meter or whatever. When we hit 0 G's, then we seen whatever, like a ball or whatever, started floating. Let's consider that. Even if this was true, let's consider how that would be. If you shoot straight up, okay, and you're way up there, and then as you start to come back down, of course, anything on the ground, on your floor, is going to go up. That's not zero gravity. That's because the rest of your craft is coming down while you're strapped in the seats. If you're really in that thing, right? So, number one, that's not proving gravity. That's nothing, right? Two, they didn't actually go into space. Even if they were really on that thing, they did not go into space. Okay, they went higher, however far up, and then the thing was connected to parachutes, and it comes down. As soon as they claimed they got out of their seats and took all these pictures. One, you didn't have enough time to do that. Okay. 2, when that thing separated from the rocket came back down, supposedly, right? And then the pod starts coming down. It didn't sit up there and float. Because the problem is, if they were in space, supposedly, they would have been lost in space. That thing would be sitting there floating around, right? Supposedly, no gravity. So they're lying to you, okay? But it comes down, as soon as it separates, I guarantee you, if it's real, then it's going to start coming down. And then that's where you get your 0 G's, right? Because anything loose on the floor is now going to float up. That's because the rest of the rocket is going down. Okay? So it starts descending, and the truth is, that thing would have come descending so fast, we don't understand it. Okay? But supposedly now it releases these parachutes, and it comes down until it gets down almost to the ground, almost touches down, and then supposedly some rockets or some rocket propelled whatever underneath it shoots off to cushion the landing. I call bullshit any other time it lands in the water. Okay, I'm calling bullshit on it. Okay, that's just enough to think about right there. But those things I pointed out are just facts. It's just facts. Okay, they didn't hit space. They got so far up, and I don't believe maybe that anything they were showing was real. Okay, but now when it touches down, now they're waiting to release them. That pod, supposedly, you can't open it from the inside. You got to wait till, like, Jeff Bezos goes walking over there with his special tool or whatever to open the door. Here's the problem. Let's take a look here.
In the video, Jeff Bezos is seen wrenching open the hatch from outside to let the crew out of the craft. However, footage from just minutes earlier clearly showed the capsule door being opened from the inside. Dozens of skeptics seized on the moment to claim the entire operation was staged. What fueled the suspicions even more is the fact that the doors were seen opening inwards, unlike most spacecraft with pressurized cabins.
Have you noticed that? Someone from inside opened the door already. You can see it right there. Okay, we're being lied to. We're being manipulated. You know, and then Katy Perry gets out and starts kissing the ground, right? And, you know, now there's people floating memes out there that says the astronauts that were stuck for 9 months on the space station, you know, and it shows this, whatever. I'll see if I can find the meme, right? When Katy Perry kisses the ground for being up there for 10 minutes, right? I don't believe those, the ones we rescued, I don't believe that's real either. We'll get into that on another subject, but there's too much out there to point to this stuff not being real. Now, let's consider the other factor. The people that control the world, who do they serve? Who is their God? Let's take a look at this. Let's zoom in on their space suits, right? They didn't have helmets and all this other bullshit. Yet you supposedly, all our lives we were told they had to have these special suits to be up there. Oh no, instead they just had some specially crafted blue suits with this patch on it. And they're calling them females astronauts, right? They're all a bunch of actresses. Every one of them. They get they're paid, and Katy Perry has admitted to selling her soul to the devil. That's who all these people serve. Let's take a look at this patch. Now, I'm not the one that found this. Other people have found this, but I'm pointing it out here. Let's flip that patch upside down. Take a look. You see what's going on there? This is the God they serve, the God of this world, Satan. That's who they serve. And that tells you right there what NASA is, what space exploration is. It's all a big con. It's fake. This fake-ass world, right? Let's continue on. All right, so I'm going to have to throw this clip in here. I was already working on this, about to upload it, and had this sent to me by my friend Bubs. Shout out to you. Thanks. But, you know, this is just one more piece of the whole thing gets weirder and weirder. It's just ridiculous. It's pretty obvious, but I'll show you this clearly compared to SpaceX. Right, the Blue Origin, you know, you notice that right there. There's no burn marks at all on the capsule for the Blue Origin, and the windows. One, the whole thing looks plastic, and the windows are like huge on there. Anyways, I'm gonna cut that in there, but by the time this gets uploaded, I appreciate you sharing that with me, Bubs. Anyways, by the time this gets uploaded, really, I'm sure people's heard most of it by now. It's already a whole bunch of people talking about it. So I don't know what that was about. I'm listening for bangs, booms, right? Especially these days, the way all the air traffic is. But I don't know how well it showed up on the thing. We'll see when I get to editing. But that was quite a large, small jet, right? And I say large for this area because it went over and it got out, almost out of sight, and then it turned as towards our airport, like it's trying to land in our airport, because a jet that size is it's not a jumbo jet, but it's a little small jet. Something that size should not be flying that low here in this area, and they turned towards our airport. And I hate to tell you this, but our airport is not large enough for that type of plane. Our airport's only big enough for small planes. Small little, just little planes. Same shit, different day over here. We'll sit here and push this all. It'd take up too much film to sit here. And we're just gonna go ahead and jaywalk. Because otherwise we'll be standing there all damn day for this thing not to change. Everything around you is fake. Everything around us is fake, and that's a fact anymore. Right? Whether it be on the public servant side, whether it be your politicians, whether it be your news, whether it be your entertainment industry, or the very people that you know personally, that you would break your back for. There's no honesty, loyalty anymore. Everyone's accepting this fake ass world. And now, the final example is AI. I know some people creating some AI music. I haven't done it yet, but I thought about dabbling in it because I can't get people to help me with shit I wrote, right? Otherwise, the only way to get it done is to pay some outrageous amount to go into a studio. Well, anyways, I'm not gonna cut down on people using AI music, and some are using AI for like thumbnails and stuff, but that should be the line right there. AI is invading everything. Now they have AI writing news articles. That's the truth, right? Now they have a lot of videos you are watching are pure AI. Just more of this fake ass world. Anyways, those are just several examples. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. I'm sure you know other examples around you. If you open your eyes, you'll see it, right? I'm so sick of this fake ass world and all those around me that want to, those people. I don't care if I ever speak to you again, right? Those who want to be fake. Hit the road, get out of my life, right? Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. Whiskey and I appreciate it very much. And we do, and we're trying to grow our channel. We're so close to where we need to be. Not ultimately need to be, but where we need to at least have. Anyways, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. Let us hear the conclusion of the whole matter. Fear God and keep all of his commandments, for that is the whole duty of man. For God will bring every work into judgment with every secret thing, whether it be good or whether it be evil. See you.